Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear colleagues from the Turkish Exporters Assembly. It gives me great pleasure to be with you during Turkish Innovation Week. It is an honor to address this gathering with a few words. As editor of the Global Innovation Index at the World Intellectual Property Organization in Geneva, I have been tasked to speak about the impact of the pandemic on global innovation and about the particular role that Turkey plays in the global innovation landscape. What is the impact of the global pandemic crisis on innovation? To recall, many European and global economies are currently in the second or third wave of COVID-19 crisis. A lot of the countries, including the country that I am in currently, Switzerland, is facing a new shutdown. This unprecedented fall in economic activity will have in 2020 and 2021 a rather significantly negative impact on global GDP growth. Negative global GDP growth historically has always translated into a huge fall in global innovation expenditures. Both companies and also governments consequently spend less on research and development and on putting new products and services to the market. If history is any guide, and I'm talking about the fall in GDP in 2001 and 2009, the two past economic crises, the fall of R&D expenditures in the months and years to come will be massive. The real question is, have governments and leaders of large research-intensive enterprises learned from past crises? Will they resiliently maintain their innovation expenditures in face of the pandemic? We hope they do. There are also significant opportunities that have emerged through the crisis. One, of course, is the massive investment in medical innovation that we've taken place and the massive speed with which corporate innovation and global international cooperation has led to real solutions for the COVID-19 vaccine. It can only be hoped that this positive example of global cooperation and speed to market will be emulated for other grand challenges that we face, for instance, in the area of environment. We've also seen innovation accelerated in a number of core sectoral areas. For instance, remote education, for instance, remote medicine, many areas that relate to ICT services and goods, and of course, pharmaceuticals have blossomed. Now, all these opportunities aside, let's face it, a lot of countries around the world don't have the public finances to spend on innovation despite this economic crisis. So we might see the gap between rich country innovation and poor country innovation widen even more than what has happened before the crisis. This is a real pity. In terms of government actions, we propose the following. Governments have put in place about $12 trillion in terms of stimulus programs and economic spendings, and Turkey is one of them. For the moment, a lot of that money, and rightly so, went to short-term measures helping businesses stay afloat, cash grants to households, but essentially they were not aimed at preparing the future sources of growth, innovation-driven growth. So our proposal is that now in the second and third waves of stimuli program, that governments think about smart infrastructure, the new green economy, spending on research and development, and boosting entrepreneurship as far as this is possible. Secondly, we call on governments to maintain the openness to international trade and international foreign direct investment, and also the involvement of international innovation networks. Many countries, actually all countries that have emerged as the top leading global innovation nations, such as the United States, such as China, are countries that have benefited enormously from international openness. Foreign companies have invested there, created interesting jobs, learning opportunities, and then boosting the innovation capacity of the country in question. Clearly, if that opportunity no longer exists due to the pandemic and due to trade wars and the shutting down of international economies, this learning opportunity is lost. Let me turn now to my second point, to Turkey. Now, Turkey is one of the few economies in the middle income group that is part of the top 50 in the Global Innovation Index. Turkey ranks 4th in its region of Northern Africa and Western Asia. It ranks 8th among all middle income economies, such as China, Philippines, and India, who are also in the top 50. Turkey has high scores in all areas of innovation performance that we measure. In particular, it's above average in market sophistication, meaning the way that businesses can operate in the marketplace, the trade openness. It's excellent and above par in human capital and research, actually top 40 in the world. And it's also extremely strong in knowledge and technology outputs and creative outputs, which is innovation outputs that we measure. So these strong points are really in all fields like education, research and development, computer software spending, and all sorts of other variables that we take into account. Now, these are all just statistics. What really matters is that Turkey is one of the few countries worldwide that has the potential to make massive leaps in the years to come. This is really based on a strong skilled labor force, a strong manufacturing base with a diversified economy. Who really in the world can do leather, design, music, high-tech manufacturing and assembly, consulting service, all at the same time? Very few. The strong international orientation and experience, in particular with global value chains and exports, will come extremely handy for Turkey in the near future. Now, I'm very confident that the next years are extremely promising for Turkey. TIM, the Turkish Exporters Association, has become a corporate partner in the Global Innovation Index. The government of Turkey is very engaged in cooperating with the World Intellectual Property Organization to shape improved innovation policies and their execution and corresponding IP strategies. I'm here to offer the help you will need in the future, including from my colleagues operating here in the World Intellectual Property Organization. I strongly hope, and I am confident, that Turkey is the next rising star in the global innovation arena. I wish you an excellent innovation week from Geneva, and I really hope to see you soon and to meet you in person next year.